My name is Ting and I'm from CHIJ Ability Peace. I've been with my instructor for about 2 years. I attended Achiever level for English and Higher Achiever level for Mathematics. When I first came to my instructor, I thought I had to be perfect in all my work. I couldn't make any mistakes. But my instructor teacher actually encouraged me and said that it was okay to make mistakes and to make them in the major examinations. So that when I make mistakes now, I'll be able to learn from the mistakes and not make them again. Especially for mathematics, I wasn't able to solve questions of some concepts before. But when my teacher pointed out my weakness and my mistakes, I realized that I actually missed out some of the key points in the question, and that's why I wasn't able to solve the question. Similarly for English, I couldn't spot some of the clues, for example for comprehension, so I wasn't able to get full marks for a particular question. But after my English teacher helped me and told me to underline the key phrases that will help me to score marks, it really helped to boost my marks and I was able to have a huge improvement in my results.
My name is Anika and I am from UT Primary School. I joined my instructor at the beginning of Primary 6 and have been with my instructor for 1 year. I have been attending the science tuition class at the high achievers level. So before I joined my instructor, I was a very shy person in the classroom and would refrain from asking the teacher my questions. However, when I joined my instructor, then the students in the lessons were asking the teacher their doubts, so this gave me the confidence to ask the teacher my doubts. It was only then that I realized the importance of asking my doubts.
I am Bing Rui and I am from Dilasa Primary School. I have been with my instructor since Primary 3. I have been taking science from Primary 3 all the way until Primary 6. The most special thing he has done for me was that he allowed me to WhatsApp him anytime whenever I had any questions. So I always asked him questions when I did not understand what the question was talking about, and he was able to give me detailed explanations even at the wee hours, and I am very grateful that he put in time to help to explain to me all these difficult.
My name is Ishani and I'm from UT Primary School. I've been in my instructor for 1 year and I've been taking MS High Achiever Science. My instructor teacher is Mr. Siva. He exposed a lot of questions to us. He also helped us to remember the keywords, like how to use the keywords in an accurate way in questions. So that helped me in my PSLE a lot. And also he showed us motivating and encouraging videos which helped me to relax a little bit, especially because of the high stressful period in PSLE. Usually because I do top school papers at home, when I didn't understand the questions, I actually take a picture and send it to him. So he will be very helpful to give an explanation of the questions.
I attended the DSA preparation course, PSLE preparation course, and oral bootcamp for English and Chinese. The bootcamps were really enriching and helpful because the teachers were able to cover the whole syllabus in a few hours over a few days. And the teachers, they knew that having a bootcamp with long hours is very strenuous, so they tried to crack some jokes in between so that it will lighten up the atmosphere and then we'll be able to focus better.
I've actually attended the oral bootcamp, so it helped me to because during the PSLE, some of the topics actually came out. So it helped me to reinforce the notes and also the important vocabulary that I can use in the PSLE. So in the PSLE Last Lab webinar, they gave us 2 books of oral topics and how to answer them and the vocabulary. So it gave me a revision before the PSLE oral. So I used that to memorize the vocabulary and how to answer them. My English was not that great, so I could not use the vocabulary well in my sentences. So it also helped me in my PSLE to gain marks.
Before the PSLE, I attended some of the English workshops in order to improve my comprehension skills, and I would say that the extra practice definitely helped me to score an AL1 even in English. During the last minute revision series, we practiced many of the key components in the English examination. We did practice comprehension quizzes and open-ended comprehensions, which improved my skills in both those components. We also read a few model compositions and I was able to use the literary techniques in my PSLE English composition to further improve it.
Now the webinars I've attended are the PSLE webinar. This PSLE webinar was conducted by Mr. Alvin Quay, the co-founder of MindStretcher, and he gave me a lot of insight during the webinar. I had a lot of schools in mind at first, but after the advices he gave me during the webinar, I narrowed it down to just a few choices, namely RI, Hwa Chong, and NUS High. However, I still did not know which of these 3 schools I wanted to go to, so he went the extra mile and conducted a private Zoom session with me. He gave me further advice on which school to go to, and in the end I chose to go to Hwa Chong, and I was even accepted into the school. So I was very grateful to him for giving me the advice. I would definitely recommend MindStretcher to them because MindStretcher gives us a lot of benefits. During the lessons, they will put in the best to teach us, and the teachers there are all very dedicated. There are many bootcamps and webinars that they offer us, and for example, let's say that I apply for this bootcamp, they will give a certain session to me for free, and I'm very glad that they are able to go the extra mile to help me in my studies.